So Amigo is actually the oldest animal that we have here at the aquarium, 60 years old now. First arrived back in 1973, so estimated age, but still quite old. He was actually a donation back in 1973. A lot of turtles are born quite small, and people don't realize how big they can get, so you can kind of saw how big Amigo is. So oftentimes you don't plan for having that sort of space, so I would assume that's probably why they donated him. So he's a yellow spotted Amazon turtle. Podocnemus unifilis is the scientific name. Now, they're found throughout the Amazon basin. They actually are quite, they're not endangered in their range country anymore. They've been farmed down there. They're doing quite well, but you can find them throughout the Amazon basin. We have 26 different species here at the aquarium. Off the top of my head, there's at least 2 of them that we work with that are considered endangered. You know, as a whole, turtles and tortoises in general are kind of under a lot of various threats from climate change, habitat destruction, collection for Eastern medicine, pet trade, things like that. So a lot of the species we work with do have various threats, but mostly some of the ones that are local or Amigo's case are kind of more protected. So we'll kind of look at both eyes. One of the challenges with like a turtle exam is that shell. So we're somewhat limited with what we can do on a turtle, which is why we have to get a little creative. So having the Doppler probe to be able to listen to their heart, since we can't put a stethoscope on their shell. Otherwise, it's very similar to what your dog or cat's gonna have when they go to a veterinarian or when you go to see your doctor. We're looking at the eyes, we're looking in their mouth, we're looking at their nose. They don't have external ear openings like we do, but we look at those tympanum membranes. They can still get like an inner ear infection. And then obviously the shell is very important for their health since it is living tissue. So we do a shell exam, we look at their skin, we look at their feet, pretty much everything that you're gonna do to a dog or cat. We call it like a routine physical exam. They're omnivorous, so they'll eat plants, vegetables. We'll kind of put various lettuces out there floating around in his habitat that he'll eat, and then he'll get more like targeted feeds for enrichment. So fish, shrimp, pelleted diets, earthworms, crickets, things like that. Most turtles, what they're gonna spend the majority of their day doing is kind of 3 things. So foraging for food, basking up on the logs or rocks to kind of warm up, and then sleeping. So 60 years old, he's kind of earned his right to take it easy. So sometimes you'll see him up in the habitat sleeping. Part of why I love working at Shed Aquarium is just the variety of animals that we house here and the unique cases that we have to kind of deal with and solve. So on any given day, we'll have a variety of things that we're seeing. I typically even just use today as an example. So we're looking at our hawks and our owls for their routine exams. We're going to look at a shark to kind of check up on a skin wound on that. We have a frog that we're checking on that lost a little bit of weight. And then this afternoon we're doing a routine physical exam on a penguin. There's always something new and exciting and challenging, and I always tell people I know a little bit about everything and a lot about nothing, because there's no way I could know everything about every animal here at the aquarium, but that's part of the fun, is I learn something new every day.